Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to another monster video. So in today's video, I'm back with a monster review. In today's video, I'm going to be reviewing the monster Valgar. So you can obtain this mythic monster right now through the Legends Pass for free. So it is a free monster that you can just obtain from the Legends Pass, but you have to put in some effort and get those points in order to actually get the egg. But this, I'm going to be reviewing it thanks to Sammy, one of my viewers, one of my subscribers. He actually let me borrow his account to review this monster for you guys. So huge thanks to him. But anyways, guys, I hope you guys are excited for today's video. If you are, drop a like and also subscribe to the channel, notifications on. Anyways, let's go on and get started. Alright, so this is Valgar right here. Take a look at the design. Looks kind of sick, right? But anyways, that is basically his design. But let's go ahead and get into his evolving traits. So this is a light corrupted mythic monster, and the evolving trait, you have hardened at rank 0, so 20% less accuracy against the targets. The status effect has 20% less accuracy, which is actually kind of good. But then that actually upgrades to bulwark, which is 50% less accuracy now, right? So this is actually a pretty good trait to have, one of the best traits in my opinion. Rank 3, you have a status caster sunburn, so this sunburn will be applied to every single enemy in the enemy team when the battle starts. Now here's the thing, if there is for example megataunt, it'll go towards the megataunt and not the other two monsters, and you do face a lot of megataunts, so this is kind of useless if you think about it. But technically he has only one trait. He has one trait, one status caster. Comparing this to the Lord, which is in the Legends Pass behind a paywall, by the way. I mean, why did they do this? I know they wanted to make lots of profit from the Lord, you know, in the Legends Pass, being in the Legends Pass. So is this monster, but it is free, of course. But the Lord, you have to purchase it, and Lord's trait, comparing it to Valgar, it's like 10 times better. So unfortunately, Lord is behind a paywall, and it's so much better in terms of stats. Not stats, actually traits, but we're gonna have to get into the stats now. So speaking about the stats, you have about 8,569 power, which is actually a good amount to have comparing it to the other corrupted monsters. Same with the life, I see 89,273. Look at that, that's actually a good amount. Speed, on the other hand, is 6,303. So unfortunately his speed actually sucks, so he's kind of slow, but his life and power is pretty good. Now here's the thing. Now, I heard that this monster can be used as an attacker and also a supporter. Here is my opinion on that. If you're going to run it as a supporter, it'll suck. It'll actually suck, to be honest. Although maybe you can pull something off, but for most of the time, it'll suck. So many players will be running something like this, 3 team speeds, how Sammy is already running. Now, that's the thing. This monster, I don't think you should be running it as a supporter because of how slow it is. The speed, not so good. So supporters are supposed to be like, they're supposed to have a good amount of speed. If not, they're supposed to be fast. But unfortunately, Valgar, they just did them like this with the stats. Not just that, but also traits. So that actually sucks. But anyways, let's take a look at the skills before we actually judge here. So he already equipped No Forgiveness, which is a heavy special damage to all enemies, applies light weakness to all enemies. That's actually pretty good. So it's 3 turns. Then you also have Radiant Spear, which applies precision to itself, deals moderate light damage to all enemies, applies sunburn to all enemies. Then you also have this double damage precision and stamina regen to all allies. This is actually one of the best skills, one of my favorites. Actually, you apply precision to everybody, double damage, and also stamina regen. You can go ahead and pair this monster up with any other monsters that don't have any relics that give stamina to them, so that stamina regen will help them. Also extra turners like Charmless, like any other ones that basically uses extra turns. You can go ahead and pair it up. The stamina regen will help for 3 turns. Then you also have a Holy Punishment, which is a massive light damage to one enemy. Now here's the thing. Sammy is running these skills, but is running team speeds. They're mainly attack skills. This one, they're attack skills. This one, on the other hand, is also attack. Although it does apply precision, but that's about it. It applies sunburn to all enemies and also deals damage. This is the only one that's self-support, or I guess team support, you can say. You also have Law of Valgar, which is the ultimate. It removes positive stat effects from all enemies. It deals very heavy light damage to all enemies. Applies Mega Sun and Sunburn. This actually is an amazing ultimate. But remember, ultimates don't come in that often, right? You'll barely see them, so it doesn't even matter as much. But when you get them, you're in luck. Loyal Guard, or sorry, not Loyal Guard, Royal Guard. It applies a 30% life shield and a life regen to all allies. Okay, so you get that 30% life shield and also the stamina, the life regen. That could come in handy, but that's more of a support skill. If you want to run it, you can. also have Purified Protection, which blocks out 50% of the incoming damage from itself. And then it also removes all negative status effects. So if you have any type of control, if you have any type of, let me see, any type of torture or negative status effect in general, you can just go ahead and use this and you'll be fine. You also have Shining Spear, which deals a low light damage to all enemies, applies Sunburn. Then you have Light Will Shine, which is a moderate light damage to an enemy, and that's about it. So it's a sort of like a spammable skill. It's just that you need the 22 stamina. This one's also a 0 cooldown, so you're fine against cooldown activation. This one's a 1 turn cooldown, 1 turn. So this monster has moderate to low cooldowns, which I actually like. So against monsters that apply CDA, you have a couple of choices down here that you can go with, like Light Wind Shine and Shining Spear. And then these ones are just 1 turn cooldown basically. So once again, I recommend running this monster as an attacker. I feel like it works best as an attacker. So here's the thing. If you want to go with a Divine Light skill, which is actually a AoE support skill, you can. Or you can go ahead and swap that with Light Will Shine. This is another light skill. And basically, you can use this whenever you need it. It's a 0 cooldown, and it does cost some stamina though. But yeah, I'm going to be running this monster as an attacker. I don't know why there are team speeds here. But I'm going to go ahead and swap these with strength, of course. I'm going to do 2 strength and also 1 speed like this. I don't recommend running this monster as a support once again, but if you want to, go ahead and do so. But I'm just saying it works best as an attacker, okay? Because of the lack of speed. Now, take a look at the relic slots. You have sword, right? Sword, I highly recommend giving this either laser beam sword, wingsuit sword, or cane sword. Those 3 works best. If you want to give Jakugan sword, which is actually kind of underrated, you can. But in this case, I'm going to go with laser beam sword, okay? So this will buff up my power. Now, on the other hand, you also have an SN for the other relic slot. You can go with Ural SN, which is already equipped. Or you can go with Flame Mars SN. That also works out. That's like an upgraded version of Ural SN, basically. And then Moonhaze's SN also works out if you want to go with that. If, let's say, you don't have those 2, you could go with Moonhaze's SN. Zaren's SN, if you want to regenerate some stamina, you can. But that'd be it, I'd say. Alright, so before I actually show you this monster for you guys in battle, the attacker Valgar, I do want to mention you can literally pair it up with any monsters that could take in the first turn, remove positive status effects, so then Valgar could take in the turn right after and basically start attacking. Now, if you have, for example, Masterat's actually a pretty good one, because what Masterat could do is take in the first turn and remove positive status effect, right? And also that applies vulnerability to the enemy. And remember, this monster could apply light weakness, so together it's going to be a good combo. So here, I'll just go ahead and do the regular thing, the normal thing, basically removing positive status effect and trait disabling. And so take a look at this. Masterat's going in right after. I could do short and swift, but there's anticipation, and honestly, I don't really have to do this unless I just want to get rid of that burning or just to regain one of my traits. But I'm not going to risk that. Let's just go ahead and remove positive status effect here and apply vulnerability to that tank. So as you guys can see, vulnerability is applied. And laser beam sword just kicked in and buffed my power a bit. So here what I can do, take a look at this. Oh my goodness, look at this. Holy Punishment is actually a 70% single target skill. So I can literally just one tap this Dark and that just finished him off instantly. It just killed him instantly. So actually pretty good, I've got to say. That is actually pretty good. I'm gonna go with my Shine of the Bulb. Mr. Beast Banner kicked in. I can't, you know what, I'll just apply damage boost to myself or something, because I trait disabled, that's just gonna go towards the Megatons, and it's already trait disabled unless I just want to deal the damage. But why would I do that? So you don't have anticipation. I could just do short and swift so I can regain my other skill that's on cooldown, and I could do the Rat and Snake on you now, right? So just like that, that's in, it kicked in. All right, so here is what I'll do. I can do Fire Rainbow, and I'm just gonna showcase the vulnerability effect there, because remember, it's light against light. I'm gonna showcase something, so I'm not going to do, oh, I already used my support skill, so it didn't even matter. I'll just do this anyway. Yeah, it's on cooldown anyway, so I can't use it. But let me just do short and swift, and I'll go and apply vulnerability to you as well. So you guys know it's light against light and it's supposed to be weak, but guess what? The vulnerability there, thanks to Masterat, it's helping out, and now I can actually deal a lot of damage. Look at this. This one actually will eliminate the tank, and Laser Beam Sword kicked in on top of that and eliminated the monster as well. So it's really, really good. I think I'll just go with the damage section with the shield, and I'll just do snake heads, apply vulnerability to you. I can't really do much, honestly, with the do. So I'm just gonna go on and play along with it. The do. Now this monster, I can use the precision skill if I wanted to. This is a AoE 35% power skill. This one applies double damage, precision, and stuff. You know what? Let's just do it. Let's do the stamina regen, double damage, and everything. Now I could hit him with the mouse round and eliminate, but I want to see how much damage I can do with my other monster. So I'm gonna go ahead and recharge in every single one of these. Let me see how much damage I can do with my Holy Punishment. This is a 1 turn cooldown skill, remember guys, and it's 70%. 139k. 139k damage. Now I do want to mention still Valgar's damage output is actually pretty darn good. Now combining that with the light weakness and also the double damage that he gives to himself, it's insane. It's actually pretty darn good, I've got to say. But this monster could have definitely been better, of course. I'm not saying that it's bad or anything like that. It is a good monster, but I feel like it could have been better to the point where Lord, I mean, take a look at the Lord, right? The Lord is actually pretty darn good. Lord Nebetos, by the way, that's in the Golden Legends Pass. It could have been on that level, but of course, since it was a free-to-play monster, they went ahead and just nerfed it. Well, actually not really nerfed it, but like they just put it out like this, you know. But this monster could have definitely been a lot better, but unfortunately, it's a game, you know. The game just wants to encourage other players to purchase the Legends Pass so they can make profit, and that's just sad, honestly. But anyways, I do like this monster. I actually think it's underrated, but it could have definitely been a lot better. It could have been OP if they just made some tweaks here and there, especially with the trait here. It could have been so much better. But traits, I'm not really a big fan, honestly. Maybe just the Bulwark, and that's about it. The Sunburn doesn't really help much once again, because if you're facing a Megaton monster, which you will most of the time, especially on PvP, like in the top league, you face Megaton monsters and it'll just go towards the Megatons, not even to everybody else. So that kind of sucks. But here's another thing, guys. You can run this monster as a support if anybody is interested in running this monster as a support, which if you are, run full team speed like this. Okay, so you want to run either full team speed, or you can do, for example, something like this. Okay, but once again, if you're running it as an attacker, that will be 2 strength and 1 speed. Okay, but if you're running it as a supporter, I recommend going in with those team speeds, or speed with 2 team speeds, and then pair it up with any other light attackers, like especially Blamiria. Blamiria will make a fantastic team with this monster, because you will apply the light weakness, and then Blamiria will take advantage of that and basically deal large damage. And also this monster could also apply the damage boost. Remember, they could apply the double damage, precision, and stamina regen that could help Blamiria or any other light attackers. But anyways, guys, that's going to be pretty much it for today's Monster Legends monster review on the monster Valgar. Once again, huge thanks to Sammy for letting me borrow his account to review this monster for you guys. I'll be doing a review on the race monster very soon, so make sure you guys are subscribed and you have notifications on. But thank you all so much for watching. I'll see you guys next one. Peace out.